back to another video. If you've just started watching my Bali travel series, please head on over to part 1, link is in the description, watch that and then hop back here for part 2. Continuing on from our Bali adventures, my part 1 video comprised of maybe your first 2 to 3 days in Bali, and this is the continuation, basically the next 4 days up to the new year. So the very first activity we participated in was whitewater rafting on the Ayung rivers that was organized by the Red Paddle Bali Adventures. We rafted about a 2-kilometer route from the Ayung river from the start point to the end point. It was a pretty amazing experience, and here is the breakdown of it. So right now we're waiting for breakfast to be served. This accommodation serves breakfast and I heard it's really good too. So we're waiting, and after that we'll be going for river rafting. Breakfast is now served.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Yes, we will have.
For you to get to the start point, you need to go down a long and very steep series of steps that takes almost about 20-25 minutes. We're going downhill. One step at a time. We are kind of at the halfway point of our rafting adventure. I caught that on camera. I look like a pirate. Aye, Captain. Your glasses have been cleaned.
Yes.
By your windshield wiper fingers.
Yes.
We're at our resting point currently. Here's a little view. Now, that's the waterfall, baby. So a mud flat is basically waterlogged sand that is of finer material. So mud flat mud. That's basically what it is.
You serious?
Soil that's very fine, that is made of basalt, it coagulates together into a structure that kind of looks stable, but it isn't. So if you were to step too long on it, you will actually, like, your feet will sink into it. It's not quicksand, you'll just be like mud, it'll be very hard to get out. But it's sand, so it's way easier to clean compared to mud. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, it's gone. Probably cannot hear me. Oh,
Wait a minute. Who are you?
From this angle, look like we're holding the waterfall. The rafting company also had videographers and photographers at different points of the 2-kilometer route that were filming us. They were taking pictures, they were filming us as we went along, and all we had to do was wave, smile. And on the way up, after you're done rafting, from the end point up again to where we started, where we put our bags and everything, basically, it's about 10 to 15 minutes worth of steps, and by the time that you're done, you're already very tired. So on the way up, I just died. I swear to God. Every few steps, I'm like, okay, break, okay, break, and then the rest went ahead. So we just finished our rafting experience. I can tell you 100% I died while walking up the stairs, but here is the fruit of of all of our hard work. Yeah. So after our red paddle whitewater rafting adventure, we wanted to go to Maki Forest because it was within the same area that we were in. If we were to take car, 15 minutes usually, but with traffic at that time, it turned into an hour and a half. So we were supposed to go, we even got in a taxi, but we alighted midway because by the time we reached Maki Forest, because of the traffic, it would already be closed. We went to the Ubud Palace as well as the Royal Water Palace. Ubud Palace! Ubud Palace. Here are some pictures. We basically focused on taking pictures here because all the scriptures and the carvings and everything is really pretty. The part of the palace you can't enter. It's only made for, I think, some monks, and I think someone stays here too. But nevertheless, here is some unreleased footage, I guess. Ubud Palace and the Water Palace, we were really craving for a drink, and I specifically had been wanting to try kopi luwak or luwak coffee since even before coming to Bali. I had heard so much about it, I really wanted to try it. A lot of places that offer kopi luwak, but not all of them authentic. And the one that we chose to go to was in the middle of Ubud Art Market. It's very hard to find if you don't know where you're going. It's really at the side of the market, like really in. You need to walk in also, so if you don't know, you will miss it. And they actually have 2 civet cats as pets.
Bruh.
Dinner, we decided to go to this place called Tropical Restaurant in Ubud. It's pretty popular, usually always packed with tourists. The fish that they serve there, I got barramundi, like, you know, barramundi for under 10 bucks. It was delicious. So the next day we decided to book a waterfall tour with a local company called Ubud Adventures. It is a tour company that offers a lot of packages. Link to them is also in the description. We decided to book this because we actually wanted to go see these waterfalls, but we didn't know whether we should go out by ourselves or we should go with the tour operator. And this waterfall tour had a few locations. We started off going to the Tagalalang Rice Terrace, after which we had 4 waterfalls and lunch in the middle.
We are like a Hindu religion.
Right. I'm Hindu myself, so
You are Hindu?
I am Hindu, yes.
Shared a lot of knowledge about the Balinese people, about the Hindu traditions and about the culture, and it was really interesting to learn all of it, especially because we had no prior knowledge before coming to Bali.
This is simple thing offering in Bali.
Oh yes.
Hello. We are at Taman Sari Waterfall. Goes all the way down, and there is a natural pool where we can swim, and we will definitely be swimming. Hello, so we are at the Taman Sari Waterfall, and like I said earlier, there's a natural pool where we can swim. This is where we swim. Got changed into my swimming wear, and then now we're gonna go swim. Way to the next waterfall. It's called Tibumana Waterfall. This is on want to go list on Google. Endless, unparalleled wildlife and plants. Ooh. There is the waterfall. That's the end of the bridge. And let me bring you straight to the waterfall. 이거 봐요. Oh, so we are done with the waterfall. That's the waterfall. This one is like slightly more touristy. The waterfall we went to before didn't need tourists, which is good for us because we were the only people there. Oh yeah, I see them.
Black color.
We learned from our guide that rice looks ready to harvest when it is strong yellow in color. This is still very green. Farming knowledge, always useful in a country like Singapore. This is a iced tea tutorial. I have an iced tea. You take the lime, you drop it in, and you proceed to stab it. And now try it. It needs a lot of sugar. While eating, I realized one thing I really like about Balinese meals is that they give onion with the meal. And their onion is like a mix between onion as well as chili and like vinegary. So it's a really nice compliment. When I eat Indian food, I'm very used to having onion on the side, and it's usually like lemon juicy and spicy. So this is similar. The ducks are wearing Christmas hats.
So after lunch, we also stopped by at a woodworking studio. it's probably like a tie-up within the local company. The experience was really eye-opening. I have never been to a woodworking studio. I've seen wood carvings, sculptures, paintings, statues at like literally everywhere, but I've never been to the place that actually makes them. So he brought us there, and the owner was really kind and knowledgeable once again to explain what the job scope is like, what they do, what they produce, how the process is like, everything. And here's our experience there.
This is some of the ladies make offering for next. We have galungan and kuningan. Yeah, in January. Manual by hand. See this thing, look at the monkeys. Just make the detail one step by step. The sign we taken from imagination. It's no picture, no example. What you want to make it, just carving. It's ebony wood. Ebony wood is the hardest wood here. That is from Borneo and Celebes. If you find like a brown color wood, mahogany. The most expensive wood here, sandalwood. It's a nice smell wood. You can smell it.
Yeah.
We normally use for incense, perfume, oil. We call it crocodile wood because text to the bark look like crocodile skin.
All of the statues that you see here are made by hand. Takes a lot of work to make just a simple statue like this. All of these like dragon head almost are found in a lot of temples, and they signify house protection. Everywhere, any single temple you go, you'll find one of these heads there. And these again are all made by hand. And look at how intricate that design is. This is made all by hand. Gods as well. The son of Shiva. They don't call Bali the island of gods for no reason. Just look. Very intricate design made from very different types of wood. Oh, so they follow the orientation of the tree.
Yes.
Oh.
So one note about Tegenungan Waterfall. Similar to Tibumana Waterfall, it's quite commercialized. A lot of tourists go there. But we didn't really film much. We just went exploring around the area, took a little bit of pictures, had like a goofy time, and then we came up. But yeah, I think the ambience of the waterfall was kind of ruined by the fact that there was a beach resort with a really loud and really rude party going on at the time. So yeah, that was our experience of the waterfall tour. So our last activity for this vlog, at least, we still have a lot to go, was our Mount Batur sunrise trek in Kintamani. We decided to plan this trek to be on the first day of the year. So we spent the last day of the year sleeping. And then on the very first day of 2023, we decided to hike an active volcano. It is 2 a.m. Happy New Year. I can't believe I spent a year sleeping. We are going for our Mount Batur sunrise trek today. Are you excited? I can feel all of the muscles of my body being like, this is a bad idea. But we're gonna try anyway. You know that feeling where you get so little sleep, you just feel like you haven't slept at all? That is what I feel like right now. This trek, even for people that exercise about 2 to 3 times a week, was still considered hard. So you can imagine the amount of turmoil we went through.
How do you feel? Dead. All is left is skin and bones. No soul. We made it to the top.
Yes. We are at the first point. There is a lot of tacos.
There is only
lot
one
of-
doggo.
Okay, there's like 3.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah, there's a black one inside.
Oh.
The wind is a bit like strong.
Yeah.
Hold
You
tight.
can see shit ton of clouds. I mean, it's daylight. I mean, it's clouds move.
It's like, what time is it now?
6 something.
6:53.
Oh, it's almost 7.
6:53, but it feels like it's 10 o'clock already.
Yeah. I think because we've been awake since 1?
1:45.
Yeah, 1. So we made it to the top. She has better physical strength than me, but is that really an unknown fact? It's
In
not.
Singapore, we don't get to have this kind of undulating ground. Secondly, this high. This is 1717 meters.
1717.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Speaking of which, before this, we actually planned to go Mount
Ijen.
which is, I can't even remember how many.
But
So
I
like
heard
2
that
times.
the terrain is way more steep than Batur, and
Oh, shit.
we already struggled.
I was literally like rock climbing already. I was climbing on 4s.
There are 2. Though there's one right in front that you can't see now because of the clouds. And Mount Agung is behind. Yeah. Don't climb up. It's windy. Come down. Sir. Yeah. The wind is going in this direction. This way. Yeah. Like very thick layer of clouds right now. They will go away from us and go above Mount Abang.
Thick, like DHICC.
Siapa? Blue. Yeah. Okay.
We have the crater behind. Hello! Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hello! Are some of the photos that we took on our trek, and then after that we got dropped off back home and we just crashed.
Much later.
So good evening. It is a few hours later. After coming back from our Batur trek, we just went around, had lunch at Milk and Madu, and we came back and we just crashed. Yeah, and we just woke up and it's pouring. Like it is fully pouring. This is probably the most intense rain we have faced since we've come to Bali. This is my first time eating pork ribs. I don't even know how I'm supposed to be doing this. Did I just break it off? Oh, I just slid the bone out. Oh, the bone came out so clean. Hey everyone, so before I end off, I'd just like to share some extra information that I learned from our guide when we were touring around in Ubud. Number 1 is the Balinese naming system and the the naming system according to the birth. But in Bali, they have this thing called a birth order name followed by their nicknames. Here's a little table, you can screenshot it. So child number 1 is called Wayan for both boy or girl, and then it's followed by their name.
For the second child, it is Kadek or Mate. For the third child, it is Nyoman or Komang. For the fourth child, it is Ketut or Ketut. But there exist other names as for other names. For example, every single regency or district in Bali has a king, and king is called Chok. As for priests or people or holy people, basically people that you go to for prayers, they are called Ida Pagus. For the military police, they are called Gusti. For artists such as musicians or people that make jewelry, they are called Pande. But not least, there are actually two calendars that the Balinese Hindus follow. Number one is the Masahi calendar, that is the kind of like the financial calendar that we follow, and the second calendar is the Balinese calendar that they follow for spiritual events and for religious gatherings, stuff like that. When our guide was telling us about it, he told us of three themes. One is human to God, so like a spiritual connection. Number two is human to human, if you're celebrating someone's birthday. And third is from human to nature. So for example, if you're celebrating something like harvest festival or something like that, then you would follow the Balinese calendar. And so that is all I have for you for part 2. This was a super fulfilling trip for me in general. I've never done so many things like of adventure in a single trip over such a short period. I would 100% do this again, despite the amount of tiredness I faced after. It was amazing, really a one-of-a-kind experience. And even while I was editing, I was like, you're gonna love it, you're gonna love it. I loved it. I want you to love it too. If you have stayed until the end of this video, thank you very much for your support, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye!